What's up? What's up? We've gotten some sad news. They've identified some of the fallen for this Operation Epic Fury, this Iranian disaster, and more to come. And this might possibly be the black service member, first black service member to lose his life in this conflict. We have what we have right here. We got his name. We might play it. We have a video of the family. It says we extend our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Tyler Simmons, whose life was taken far too soon in a recent accident during supporting Operation Epic Fury. Tyler was from Columbus, probably proudly served the United States Air Force, and was a graduate of Eastmoor Academy. We honor his memory as a true hero who served our country with courage and dedication. Please keep Tyler's loved ones in your thoughts and prayers during these difficult times. Yeah, this is sad. Columbus High School. He went to high school, joined the military, went in the Air Force. I think he was there about 8 years. Unfortunately, he was flying in support in this complete war of choice. Donald Trump just woke up and decided to go. He said Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, told him to do it, and this man's lost his life because of it. This is 100% Donald Trump's fault, and this is the type of racism. As a black man, this man went to high school. He joined the service. He's just trying to make it, and he was sent off to lose his life because of Donald Trump and all of this racism and just all of this DEI. This is what we have. This is what black people have to endure. Our tears fall, man. Our tears fall for this man. We cry for this man. We cry for his family. Seeing that black family, his mom, they love their kid. They taught him to be a good guy, man. They right. Sometimes good guys just don't win, man. Being a good guy. What's up with you, Big Red? Yeah. Sometimes just doing the right thing and being a good guy. This guy was a good kid, man. He went to high school. We don't know his money, man. Maybe he couldn't afford to go to college. Maybe he was going to go to get the money to go. I think he served 8 years. He was proud. His family loved him. He loved his family. And he got sent off, man, to a foreign war, a war of convenience, by a rich man who doesn't send his kids off to do it. They're busy doing Bitcoin scams and all of that. He sent this young kid off to die while he sits around looking half out of his mind off a dehydration machine, yelling and screaming, pretending to be tough, putting his head on figures, Iron Man, and like he's like this, and he's underestimated the Iranian people. But this is the cost. This is the cost, and yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the racism because the white supremacist likes to try to hide his head during times like this, because this is when they try to give you this false pretense that blacks are some kind of way considered equal. They're not. And they're not. And that's why you have the whole DEI. And that's the whole let's change black history. Let's get rid of Black History Month. The DEI, let's stop DEI. Let's end this program, and blacks don't deserve reparations. And let's stop this and black this and stop blacks and HBCUs and black this and black that, and it's okay to discriminate. And this is what we're in. And he sent this boy overseas to lose his life. And he could care less. He could care less. If you ask him about it, he'll yell at you. And you see this black family, it's so sad. It's so sad. You see a grandma, you see a mom, you see a brother, you see a cousin, and their son gave the ultimate sacrifice. And you still have the bigots and the liars and the racists, who hide behind Trump. They hide behind Trump to spew their racism. And they hope they could get Negroes like me. When I get it, it's a money thing. I see the dudes on these channels. It's a money thing for them. But that man has lost his life. And look, none of these so-called black conservatives, I don't see them going overseas. They're not going to go over there. They'll sit on a YouTube channel and talk about Joe Biden for the next 20 years, but they're not going to go overseas. And this poor man, Tyler Simmons, man, he gave everything, and he trusted his president, and his president sent him off to die. And that's just a fact. America's racism is worse. Yeah. Yeah. And he's lost his life. And there's a guy in the chat box saying, does it matter what? Yes, it does matter because he doesn't enjoy the same American experience. His is going to be a lesser experience because of his race. Statistically, and these are facts. See, the clowns, the Fox News listeners, and Mark Levin, and the bigots and the clowns, right? They don't want to deal with the fact that he's 5 times more likely to be pulled over. He's 3 times more likely to endure racism. He has a higher chance of being denied things. He doesn't enjoy America in the same way as his fellow service members because he's black. And many people want to bury this man's his whole participation. They don't want to talk about this. They want to put the flag over his head and put him down on the ground. No, we're not going to do that over here, though. We're going to tell the truth over here. We're going to give him his proper respects. That's what we're going to do. We know it's going to piss a lot of you guys off because you don't want to hear that. Race matters in America. When a black man tries to go to college, it matters. You don't want him to go to college. When a black man tries to join the police, it matters. You don't want him on the police force. You don't want him on the fire department. You really don't want him in the military. You just did change that rule. You had segregation in the military. Race matters. But when he dies for his country, despite not having freedoms in his country, you guys look stupid because it's hard for you to discriminate against a guy like that. So you look the other way. You close your eyes. But we're going to bring it up over here. We're going to bring it up. We're going to tell the truth over here. Just think about it. This boy is overseas fighting, and his grandfather was discriminated against. Because of his color. Yet this boy is over there fighting a war, and he loses his life. And it was a war of convenience. It was a war of convenience. This didn't even have to happen. It would be like me going to Seattle. I make up my mind. I go and I book a flight. Tuesday, I'm going to Seattle. Why? I got some free time, and why not? It's a trip of convenience. This war was a war of Trump's convenience. He died doing Operation Epic Fury, brother. That's when he died. That's why he died. That's why he was over there. And he deserves our respect. He deserves every bit of our respect. He died during the war, dumbass. You know what? We're gonna take care of you. We will not let you come in here and use traitorous language and disrespect this man's death. Goodbye, brother. The man is over there. Go and look at the what he was doing over there. He was operating within Operation Epic Fury. You know, the guy's coming in here trying to disrespect his death, trying to make light of it. That's just sad too. A black man can't even die. They want to put him through the ringer when he passes away. This is a U.S. service member. U.S. serviceman, he died on foreign shores. His plane crashed. In the process of refueling aircraft, they hit, his plane crashed. Why was he over there? He was over there doing support for Operation Epic Fury. What is Operation Epic Fury? Trump's war choice. And you get a clown in here who's trying to disrespect this man's memory. It's just sad too, man. It's sad. Yeah, 5 other service members died. And rest in peace to them. Rest in peace. We got more coming. We got more coming. I hesitate to say this is the first one because they've been holding back on the casualty count. This is the first one that we know about. It's the first one that we know about, okay? And we're gonna give him his proper respects because of him being black. And we see him in the chat. The white supremacists are going to diminish him and try to look the other way. And Trump right now is realizing he needs all of his soldiers. And I'm seeing on Twitter, TikTok, a lot of soldiers are objecting. There's a 1-800 number called conscientious objector. If you don't agree, if this is in conflict, a lot of people, there says a lot of morale. I hope Trump knows what he's doing. Because if morale falls apart, I mean, that's 2 wars. You're fighting a war on the outside, then a war on the inside. And the whole Israel, not going to go over there for Israel, that's real. People are, you got this black man right here. You got a black body. You got a dead black service member. This is going to influence a lot of people to call that 1-800 number and legally object to putting their lives at risk. And it's a Sunday in America, man. I never thought I'd say that. We wake up to a dead U.S. service member because of a president who made a choice. And this is what happens. This is what happened. An expendable American citizen is given up on. Meanwhile, and I don't know about this, the Epstein files and Trump, when Trump was in his 20s or whatever, and all of the stuff about the 14-year-old girl and the charges that he had to fight and his accusations with a 14-year-old girl and Donald Trump. And this man went over to a foreign land and lost his life. He His plane crashed, and his death is ignored. I wonder if Trump is going to wear a baseball hat when they do the dignified transfer. I wonder if Trump is going to hawk a coffee cup. I wonder if Trump's going to try to do something to try to benefit financially off the death of this young man. I think he will. I think he will. And I think America's waking up. As we see another wave of fresh bodies, our sons, our daughters return in body bags, while we looked at a dehydrated buffoon trying to, his lies don't work. If you notice, I mean, I don't know if you've been keeping up with it. The foreigners, they don't believe anything he says. And that's what happens when you lie all the time. When you lie all the time, what happens is nobody believes anything you say. That's that little story they tell you, the Chicken Little story. Yeah, this guy, he's lied so much. He lied about Minnesota. He lied about this. He's all the judges are throwing away all of his so-called DOJ charges. The lies about Russia, the lies about Obama. These are lies. Only buffoons believe these lies. And now we got a dead black American service member. A dead black American service member. And you want to hand that over to the bigots and the racists in MAGA. Hand it to them. Let them have it. Let's put DEI on him and let's blame black people for everything. Now all of a sudden they don't care about race. Now all of a sudden they don't care about race. You cared about race before you saw this dead service member. You was all about race and blacks and send the blacks back and let's get these foreigners out of here and race and all. You was all about race then. Now you're not about race. And this is what they do. Whenever it's a black man, they try to pretend that they're equal and they're fair. But before that, it's race this, and I'm white and white nationalist and America first, and I'm white and white and I'm white and I'm white. And then a black man dies. And what about why you got to bring up race? Well, you've been bringing it up. What do you think Sean Hannity's about? Didn't Donald Trump just do a press conference talks about genes? What is that? What is that? When he talking about the genes or something like that? Look at Trump's cabinet. Isn't his cabinet nothing but he's got what, one black guy? Somebody said none. Did he fire him already? Did he fire that guy already? Did he fire the guy that's his HUD secretary? I think he fired that guy. I think he fired him. Stealing. They just ran somebody out of his administration. She was stealing. She got herself a $1 billion like ad firm or something. Congress had to call us out. And this is what you have to deal with. You know what we're gonna do with you, bro? We're gonna relieve you of your duties. How about that? There you go. There you go, Bradley. Enjoy and have a nice life. Yeah, get rid of these clowns. This dude comes in here spewing racism. He doesn't give a damn about this man's death. And he's coming in here talking about Trump this and Trump that, and he doesn't give a damn about his death. You just got blocked, brother. You got blocked. Trump won't even let you can't even get on the grass at Mar-a-Lago. They won't even let you. You couldn't get past the gate, and you on here talking about some Trump this, Trump that, and you don't give a damn about this dead service member. Yeah, and we blocked you. We have what I believe to be is I think there are other bodies that are ready to be offloaded. I think that there are a lot more American service members who've lost their lives, and unfortunately, this man will not be forgotten over here. This man, he will not be forgotten over here. And we're going to continue to remember him. He deserves our respect. And I know that. I know this antagonizes a lot of you guys. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear anything good about this guy. All he did was give his life to his country, but he's black. And you don't like that, do you? You don't like that. Now you don't, oh, race, or you bring it up race. You bring it up every 5 minutes. You bring it up every 5 minutes. The Sean Hannitys, the Fox News. You don't care about this guy, but I care about this guy. And you're going to be upset about that. Yeah, we know about the little girls. We see what's going on more and more. And then now Trump's begging all of the allies to come back. And I thought he didn't need the allies. He said that they were weak and they were cowards, and we're going to hit them so hard and we're going to knock the hell out of them. And look at this, man. What's going on? And the troops are starting to mutiny. The troops are starting to mutiny. Do you realize what that means? That means you have to fight internal and external war. We can't do that. We cannot do that. This face that you see, this man right here, this man that you see, what you're going to see is the face. You saw George Floyd changed America. Wait till you see this guy. A lot of service members are going to refuse to go over there and serve. This unjust war. This was a war of convenience. This was a war of choice. That's what this was. And the bigotry. You see that? And they sit there and they listen to they listen to the they sit here and they get brainwashed. And they don't think that black people want to be free. They don't think black people deserve to be treated fairly. And they get set. It is just like World War II when blacks would return in those uniforms. The same venom and hatred you see in that chat box. These people mirror the same hatred when World War II, when Vietnam, when blacks would return. They didn't like blacks in those uniforms because they said, "How dare you think that you're on the same par with me? You'll never be equal to me." And they would attack those men. Those were soldiers who had went over and served their country. And what we're doing is we're paying honor to this black service member, and the chat box is insane. Insane. And they're saying Joe Biden in there. You see what I'm saying? Democrats. Joe Biden. You see that? Because they brainwashed themselves to think it's about a political thing. It's not. Trump had a war of convenience, a war of choice. And look at these dead bodies as they arrive. Is it funny now? Do you want to do the Trump dance? Do you want to diddly diddly down YMCA? You want to play the YMCA? Is that funny? It's a different world now. These things are more concrete. These things matter. Black lives matter. Black lives are not going to be ignored. Nobody's going to sit back and ignore the deaths of these citizens. I know you want me to. I know you want me to. You want me to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to ignore it. This man deserves my respect. He gave the ultimate sacrifice, and we're going to pay a tribute to him today. And perhaps you might want to go listen to Pete Seth Head. What is his name? Pete Hegseth give out a war update. Perhaps you want to listen to that absolute foolishness. We're gonna do it over here, man. We don't care what you call us over here, man. We expect you to attack me. I expect you to attack me. I expect you to show your racism and attack me. You don't want to see a black man over here honoring another black man. That you're against that. You want to talk about Joe Biden. Let's talk about Let's talk about Kamala Harris, man. That's what we need to be talking about. Let's talk about Joe Biden. We're not going to talk about Joe Biden over here. But we are going to bring up President Trump because President Trump sent this man to this foreign country to die. And he's responsible for this. These cold flag draped bodies are being returned to the US, and you have look at this president. And let me say something to you. This is the whole point of being a president. You have to be strong. These things happen. All of the bullying is coming back to hunt him. All of that. You don't want to do that. You want to be quiet. You want to be reserved. What do they say? These are lessons from the 20s. Speak quietly, but carry a big stick. Trust, but verify. These presidents understood this is how you have to deal with humans. This is how you have to deal with their natures. You don't come in bullying people, accusing people of things, lying, having your DOJ turning them loose, lying on the people. And then now at a time like this, when you need a Obama, when you need a unification, you can't unify the country now. And now you got black dead bodies. What is Fox News going to do? What is the Sean Hannity going to do with his racism every night? What is the Megyn Kelly? What are they going? Well, actually, Megan's actually learning her lesson. We're one, and I told you that, but you don't want to believe me. This is one country. We're one. Let me get this guy out of here. Goodbye. Woo! We are one. No, I'm an American supporter. You want me to be a Democrat? I'm an American supporter. You don't know what that is, do you? You're so blinded with your racism and your hate that everything to you is Democrat, Republican. I'm an American supporter. This is an American service member. He matters. Yeah, so take your racism somewhere else. You can't hide. He's trying to hide his racism under the blanket of conservative Democrat. Get out of here, brother. This is about American. This is about an American man coming back to America. The same, he's over there fighting for rights in a foreign country, rights he cannot enjoy here in the United States. You know that. He could not enjoy those same comforts here in America. Our first black military member has passed. It's sad to listen to that family, man. You could see the grandma, you could hear the people falling down in tears. They'll never see their cousin again. They'll never see their son again. And he loved the military. This man was a patriot. This man was a patriot. He got out of high school, joined the military, went to the Air Force. He was so proud. He was on a refuel team, and he was so proud. He wore his uniform with pride. That's him right there, the military cemetery. He's in complete uniform, showing patriotism. Rest in peace to this brother. Rest in peace to this brother. Rest in peace to you, brother. You died. It matters to me. It might not matter to Trump. It obviously doesn't matter to these MAGA clowns. It matters to me. You will not be forgotten over here. Look at that guy. He got DEI high. You see that? You see that? He's a D. Oh, so that's what. So he's DEI, right? Yeah. You see that? You see that? You see that? You see that? You see what he called him DEI. Thank you, Frank. See that there's within this country, we're still together to some degree. We understand to some degree. And there's going to always be the bigots, a DEI, to try to get blacks to buy into this hatred that they have for these for DEI and for it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Well, why you keep bringing it up? He got DEI is gone, but you keep bringing it up every 5 minutes. If it's over, why do you bring it up? Which is it? Is it here or is it not here? Yeah, and he said, and yeah, and they're gonna accuse. So now he's DEI. Ain't that something? Black man dies, he's DEI. What about his other service members that lost their lives with him? Were they DEI? Isn't that sad, man? Can we fight a war this divided? We could thank Donald Trump for that. We can thank Donald Trump for that. Can we fight a war this divided? I can't believe I'm looking in the chat box. People are calling it this individual. Hold on, let me see. Tyler Simmons. I'm looking in the chat box and people are calling Tyler Simmons, black U.S. service member, lost his life in a foreign land. Body had to be shipped back. His family will be handed a flag and a handshake, and they'll never see these people again. And they gave the ultimate sacrifice. And individuals who supported Trump are in the chat box saying he's DEI. They've convinced, they've brainwashed. Well, Trump's brainwashed them, but they've brainwashed themselves to cover their racism with words like DEI, words like Democrat. But it's the same racism. Believe me, it's the same racism. And once again, he was over fighting for rights in a country, Israel, over there defending Israel, when he doesn't enjoy the same rights in America. And if he would have been in Israel and there was a bomb raid went off, air raid went off, he's American. He wouldn't be allowed to go into the shelters. If you're a foreigner, you can't come in those shelters. You have to go find somewhere to hide outside, but you can't come into the shelters. And he's over there defending their rights. He's defending the rights of Israel when he does not enjoy the same rights. Isn't that bizarre, man? The conflict of a black man, what he has to go into and how he has to live. Isn't that sad? But this is what he has to go through. Yep. And we're at war, man. And this was going to happen. We need a president, man, who can comfort us all and bring us all together. And and we're not getting the truth. People, once again, they believe that they're getting lies. They believe they're being lied to. And the Netanyahu thing, right? The BB thing, right? Man, who knows what's going on right there, right? Who knows what's going on over there? Who knows what's going on? Someone said that they're going to come forth and explain it. All of this withholding of information, man, this is weird. The American people have a right to know. And we're not going to sleep on this man's death. There are those in the chat, there are those out there in America who don't want to talk about his death. They want to ignore him. They want to bury him with a collection of other people and pretend that he act like he doesn't exist. We're going to bring him up over here. We're going to bring him up over here. And we're going to expose the racism in a lot of you guys. You guys, it's in you. You don't want to black life don't matter. You've been against Black Lives Matters from day one. And this black life don't matter. And you don't want any highlight of that. It's sad, man. This man was flying over a foreign land, refueling our fighters, risking his life. And unfortunately, it could have been turbulence. Who knows? It could have been uh, pilot calculation. Who knows? And Black, I'd help you out, but I don't know you. He could have been out here doing that, but unfortunately, he's lost his life. He said no one said he was forced to enlist. He enlisted because somebody's got to do it. The idiots you see running around, they couldn't get in the service. They're overweight. These people who hate America, who listen to Fox News, listen to Sean Hannity, they're unfit to serve in the country. You're gonna have minority black go over there because these people are not fit. The brainwashing, the brainwashing that you see on the Fox News, the brainwashing with Donald Trump, the brainwashing when he tells what he says up is down and down is up, and they believe it. The brainwashing, what we saw in Minnesota, the brainwashing, what a woman was assassinated in her car. The guy put a whole clip in that man and the lies that's told, and all of the lies, and more of those lies are being exposed. And we're gonna tell the truth over here, though. We're not gonna ignore him. This Black Life Matters. This Black Life Matters. This Black Life Matters. This Black Life Matters. And we know you've been brainwashed. You've been brainwashed to hate black people. This Black Life Matters. This Black Life Matters. This Black Life Matters. You don't like that, do you? You don't like that, do you? This Black Life Matters. This Black Life Matters. And we're going to show support and respect to him. And I know that bothers you. And that's what I'm saying. You come on here and you look at the chat, and these people are upset about that. They're so busy in their hatred, in their Joe Biden and the KKK and Democrats and Joe Biden and I'm a victim. And that's what I want to do. They're victims and DEI and I'm a victim. And let's get these immigrants out of here. And I'm a victim. They're so full of hatred. That's not going to be like that today, brother. This Black Life Matters. It matters. What we're going to do, man, if we can, we're going to have a moment of silence. We're going to have a moment of silence. This man, no, hold on. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Let me do this right here. I'm going to do this despite I probably am going to regret it, but this is Timothy's day. But you know what I'm going to do? Here we go. The Department of War officially released the names of the 6 Air Force airmen who tragically passed in Operation Epic Fury in support. Major John A. Klinger, 33, Auburn, Alabama. Captain Aria Savano, 31, of Covington, Washington. Tech Sergeant Ashley Pruitt, 34, Bardstown, Kentucky. Captain Seth Koval, Mooresville, Indiana. Captain Curtis Angst, 30, Wilmington, Ohio. Tech Sergeant Tyler Simmons, Columbus, Ohio. We will hope you pay some respects. And I'm looking at that. It's so sad. You can see the promise in their face. You can see the future. You can see the belief, and they're passed away because of a dumb, stupid decision by our stupid president. Absolutely insane decision. A war of choice. And now these people have lost their lives. And there's more to come. And there's more to come. And going on Fox News talking about we're going to knock the hell out. That's not going to stop a war. That's not how wars are fought. And where's BB? Where's BB? Has anybody seen BB? They haven't seen him in 10 days. Where's BB? And when they're going to tell us that the man's no longer with us, man, we'll do a ceremony over here. Where's BB? Anybody seen BB? His teeth. He did a video. He had missing teeth, and he had 6 fingers, and all of those artifacts are consistent with AI. The technology is not exact. Yeah, and we'll honor. And yeah, you're right, Black. I'm sorry about that. Let me do this because I got to do this particularly because as Black people, we get shortchanged and we get undermined. So we're going to do this specifically for him. Now, we honor them all and rest in peace. But what we're going to do, and I know this is going to irritate a lot of people because they don't like you to honor Black people. Look, Tech Sergeant Tyler Simmons, 28, from Columbus, Ohio, was publicly confirmed by his family as one of the 3 Ohio Air National Guard members who tragically lost their lives in Operation Epic Fury. He served as a boom operator with the Air Refueling Wing. This role was responsible for operating the refueling boom to transfer the fuel to other aircraft mid-flight, a critical job for supporting combat missions. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine expressed condolences, noted the 3 Ohioans from the 121st Wing among the 6 total fatalities. Simmons' family publicly confirmed his death shortly after describing him as having a $1 million smile and a joyful, infectious spirit that brightens rooms and missions alike. Tributes from family, friends, and community members and online sources emphasize his dedication, service, and the profound loss felt by those who knew him. And I don't care what you call me. We're going to pay respects to this man. We're going to pay respects to him. I don't care. You call me whatever you want to. The bigots and the white supremacists, they think the Democrats and all of this, that foolishness, they think that works. That doesn't work over here, brother. We know where the racism is coming from. It ain't the Democrats. We know where the racism's coming from, brother. You can't fool me with that. And if you could, man, let's have a moment of silence for the fallen. And we need to have a moment of silence for ourselves, really, man. With this administration, with these absolute clowns in this administration, we need to have a moment of silence for ourselves. Whatever happened to strategies and diplomacy? Whatever happened to those things, man? Now we just have lies. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. They matter over here. They matter over here, and they're going to always matter. We have, uh, unfortunately, what may be the first announced black military member has fallen. He fell on foreign land, which no one should have to go through that. His body has been transferred back, flag draped coffin. We'll see if Trump, which I doubt, I highly doubt he's a black man. Trump won't be there for that. Trump will never respect a black man. That's impossible for him. That's why he puts the apes, he put the ape faces on the Obamas. He put ape heads. The president of the United States, we're at war now. We have to come together, black, white, Asian, Spanish. We have to come together, all of us. And this man, the president, the glue of America is putting ape heads on former presidents and putting disrespect on plaques on the White House. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to talk about we need to come together. You might be a little bit late, Trump. You might be a little bit late. Maybe that was a real stupid thing to do. And a lot of the allies now, I think Spain's got out of it. I think Canada, slowly, they're saying they don't want no part of this war of convenience. That's between you and Bibi. And we believe that Bibi may no longer even be with us, at least not in the way that we are. There's belief that Bibi's bit the dust and that they refuse to tell us what's going on. And this is not good. This is a horrible thing. But Black Lives Matter over here. Isn't that sad? We live in a country now where Black Lives Matter pisses people off. Even the suggestion that a black person has value sends people into fits, into rage fits. Well, Black Lives Matter over here, and this man's life matters. All the George Floyd stuff, I mean, you got to go talk to the Minnesota about that. This one right here matters. And I don't care what you call me. You can sit in that chat. You can call me every name in the book. His life matters. You wouldn't understand it. We won't dismiss him like you do other blacks consistently. We won't. We're going to pay special attention to him. Black Lives Matter. So many black men have fought to be able to stand and fight as equals next to the white soldiers. Yeah, I don't understand it either, man. I'm confused by it myself. We just had a bunch. We had Megyn Kelly come out against the black national anthem. I mean, I wonder if she could repeat that. I wonder if she could rethink what she said. We got dead American U.S. service members. They can't have the Negro national anthem. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why can't they have a national anthem? We're not even talking about the reparations, huh? Because we know Iran and Iran, yeah, Iran will get reparations before blacks. We know that. And you won't have to wonder if this guy had received his reparations, would he had even been in the service? He went into the service out of high school. Clearly, it was a financial decision. And in the process, he's lost his life. And when you even just want to pay respect to him, people have a problem with that, saying, hey, can we show a little love to this guy? You got the MAGA crowd, you got the bigots and the Trump sociopaths sitting in here making fun of this man, calling him DEI. Isn't that sad, man? That's terrible when you think about it. The reparations conversation is going to be brought up. Unfortunately, it's brought up in circles. This particular guy, this is what you want a pattern of reparations uh, uh, request behind. Unfortunately, it's been brought up by people who may not necessarily had a background their background might not be of a worthiness for that request, but you can't say that about him. And I'm the first person to say, if you're a criminal, if you got a felony, you don't deserve reparations. I'd be the first one to tell you that. I don't think criminals and stuff. If you're an animal and you're a criminal and you're the offspring of savages and animals and barbarians, and they've taken the lives of fellow Americans, you don't deserve any reparations. You're just as bad as the white supremacists. So yeah, because we'll get to that. We'll have a discussion to talk about these things. This is an individual. I don't think he was married. He was just trying to do his time. He wanted to do 20, 25, retire, go on to become a pilot. He played by the rules. He connected the dots. He crossed the T's. He did all of these things. He did everything he was supposed to. Played by the rules. Didn't fight. Went to war. Died defending a country. He didn't even have the same rights of the people, of the citizens of the country he was defending. He lost his life over there. And there's those in the chat box who don't want to pay any respect to this man. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? And where do we stand, man? Where do we stand? Where are we? Because you have to wonder, where are we? Where are we as a people? Isn't it in his? It's sad to see people diminish this man's his value. When you sign up voluntarily to join the military, no, it's not. You don't make a commitment to go to a foreign country and lose your life. No, you don't. No, you don't. You defend the country against foreign and domestic. Iran's not a threat to us. Iran, they couldn't. They don't have the weapons to come over here. Unfortunately for him, he gave the ultimate sacrifice for a country, and we see that from the chat. If you just look at the people in the chat, for a country who hated him because of his race. And Trump knew what to say, bro. Trump knew if he played race, if he blew that dog whistle and race card, he knew the people would come out and support him. He said, I can tell him anything. I can tell him any lies, man. I could tell them that Imma bring down gas prices, and I don't. I could tell them I'm not going to war, and I can go start a bunch of 'em. All I gotta do is dangle the racial, carrot in front of them, and they're gonna jump up and down. And that's what he does, man. Trump knows what he's doing, man. Let me what is this thing, August 17th, a day of prayer? What does Trump even realize what he's the job he has? You can't what is he doing, bro? But anyhow, Trump, bruh. I don't wanna see anybody lose their life, anybody. I think that something needs to happen because clearly this is going too far. I don't care what he does. He is the president, but putting people's lives at risk, that's a bit too much. So I do have a problem with that. There we go. Here we go. The bigot and the white supremacist, they really have a problem with us paying homage to a black man who lost his life. That's some kind of way he has the guys in the chat, he has a problem with that. He doesn't want me to show respect. He doesn't want me to do that. Ain't that sad, man? Well, we're gonna show respect to him. We're gonna show respect to him, and you're not gonna come over here and do that over here. Donald Trump got 6 deferments, yet he was able to send this man off to meet his maker. And blacks go to these foreign countries and fight for rights for the citizens in the foreign countries that they don't even enjoy in America. Isn't that crazy when you think about it? You're putting your life on the line to fight a foreign war, and then you return to America and they call you names, they call you DEI just because you're black. They call you quota just because you're black. They say you're woke just because you're black, and all of these names are it's the same name. It's just they've changed it. It's the same insult, and this is what black people have to endure, man. I'm an American, brother. Why are you on here crying, dog? Isn't that something that you call that crying? Well, you know what? If you don't care, and that's what I mean. You have no idea. I care. Do you know there are people who just attend? There's funeral homes, right? There are funeral homes and churches, right? And churches, right? And I'm gonna give you an example because I'm sure how stupid this guy in the chat is. He said, "Why are you crying about this? Do you know that in America there are funeral homes and there are churches?" Well, let's focus on the funeral homes though, not the church. Th- They have funerals, and many times there might be one person, two people. Sometimes there's nobody there. But do you know there are people who dedicate their lives to pay respect to those people? They don't know those people, but they'll sit and they'll listen and they'll lay flowers on the casket. and they'll give them a send off so that they don't go alone. Are they wrong to do that? They don't even know the people who are being buried. There are people that go to church every Wednesday. There's 2, 3 funerals. They'll go and they'll attend. They'll listen and they'll pay respects because they don't want those people to die alone. They don't want them to leave alone, and they've always done that. I mean, that's a part of what our country is, and that's what you wouldn't understand. I don't know. I don't wouldn't expect you to understand what I do. I wouldn't even begin because we're not the same type. You guys, I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even expect you to understand. We're not the same types of people. We're different people. There are people who go to a funeral just to send that person off so that person doesn't have to be alone. It could be your grandma. You're 5 years old, 6 years old. Your grandma would take you to church and say, "Grandma, what we're doing? Oh, we finna go to this funeral. Did you know her, Grandma? No, I didn't know her. Why'd you go, Grandma? Oh, I don't want. She doesn't have any family, and I'm not gonna let her leave this earth by herself. I'm gonna pay her respect. It's okay to be good to people. You learn that. You guys wouldn't even know that though, and that's why I'm saying, why am I even trying to talk? You guys are running around talking about Joe Biden and stuff. You guys are just idiots. You're just sitting around talking about Joe Biden, and Trump just sent this man off to die, and you up here talking about Joe Biden. Joe Biden. The Democrats created the Klan. What is that guy? What are we talking about, man? Is that what we're talking about? How about some respect for this man, man? This man's giving us everything he's got. Everything he's got, he's given us. And do me a favor, man. For a moment, let's have a moment of silence for Tyler. Tyler Simmons. Let's have a moment of silence starting now. Yeah, all right. Yeah, he deserves it, man. We're not going to let this man take that journey alone, man. And listen, all of the people, the 6 members, all of them deserve our focus, our attention, and our respect. And I focus on him, though. I focus on Tyler because he's a black man and he still has to deal with the racism of this country. And if I didn't do it, who would do it? If I didn't take out time to show respect to him, who would do it? Nobody would. We're gonna let this man be by himself. Like the stream, brother. Let me just rescue some of you guys. Tyler Simmons, Ohio, among 6 service members, lost his life because of Donald Trump. And how much more are we going to sit back and let this man fumble the lives of American citizens? Let this man ruin the lives of our future and our youth. He never served one day. He said He said it. He said that service members were who did this. Now this man wore a baseball hat to a funeral. He lies, just sits there and tells lies like you're stupid to believe his lies. We got more family members coming. More dead Americans are gonna be returned. Mistake after mistake after mistake. He said, "Stop being a Trump hater." I don't know what to tell you on that, man. If you don't have a problem with what he's doing in this situation, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, returning our military members. There you go. There you go. Appreciate it. To kill, to kill $20 to this young black man. Rest in power, brother. Yeah, thank you, to kill. Thank you. He gave the ultimate sacrifice, and you know what? He did it. He did it without complaint. And you know what he also did? He didn't serve his country as a Democrat or a Republican. He served his country as an American. And he went into the line, he went into a foreign country, into enemy territory, and he stood at ready, and he was willing to give his all for people who are on this chat right now saying the most foulest, disrespectful things, to have the freedom to enjoy the life and the liberty in America. And we're not gonna forget that. Stock up, stock up. Yeah, I'm finna go back there. Matter of fact, as soon as I get off this stream, I'm finna go start building my bunker. I'm gonna dig a bunker in my backyard. I'm a little behind on that. Yeah, and we're still waiting the BB news. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. It's been going on, a rumor, it's a buzz. I don't understand why you went. Why would you not tell us? It's being reported all on the foreign stations. I don't know why you wouldn't tell us. Let your tears fall. Black military member dies. He said instead of blaming Trump, why not blame Obama? You want me to blame Obama for Operation Fury? Operation Airpack, APAC. He said blame Obama. Yes, you see what I'm saying? You guys probably would want me to be blaming Obama. Isn't that something, man? Ain't that something these bigots, they would rather, it ain't even about me blaming the president. It's about blame the black guy. And you know what? The way that they're changing books in Florida, if they have their way, they probably will. They'll pin in about 20 years, they're gonna pin this guy's death on Obama. That's something else, ain't it, bro? They don't want the truth, man. They can't handle the truth. That's sad, man. And I stand on that. If not me, because you can look at this chat. They're not gonna respect him, man. We got more black service members coming. I hope this doesn't bother you, because we certainly gonna pay respect to those. We're not gonna let those people go by themselves. Like I said, I was a little kid, man. My grandmama took me to church. I attended a lot of funerals. I was just a little kid. My grandmama didn't know any of those people, but she did not want those people to go on their journey by themselves. And she didn't rush the pastor. She didn't do any of that. She sat there, she attended, and she listened, and she prayed. And she taught me that it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to know everybody, but don't let them go alone. I'm not going to let this man go alone. I don't care what you call me in the chat box. I'm not going to let this man go on his journey alone. You did it again. I'm not blaming anyone except the one who went into the military. And that's what I mean. But then again, you represent a side that, we'll just put it like this. You represent the other side. Like the stream, man. You represent the other side. There's a side called good and evil. So go ahead. You don't surprise me, but you're supposed to stand up to evil. I'm looking at the chat. I see the racism. Yeah, that's not gonna stop me, man. Listen, we got our first black fallen service member. You can thank Trump for that. He's putting black bodies in coffins. He's lying on Fox News. He's lying with Luke Paul. He's clowning, and he's putting lives at risk. He's putting lives at risk. But we're not going to support that. We're going to show respect. We're not going to ignore these black service members like they've been ignored in the past. We're going to pay respect to them, and they deserve it. They deserve it. We're not going to ignore them. There are those right here in this chat who don't want us to respect him. But this Black Life matters. This one matters. And there are many other already ready coming back. This Black Life matters. And if you go and look around, I saw the family. It's terrible. Just listening to those people in agony. They're crying over their fallen son. And that's the American I know. That's the America I know. This bigoted, stupid, put Trump's face on Iron Man, put Pete's face on Captain America. I don't know that America. That's stupidity. The America I know is the grandma and the mom and the family who care about their kid who joined the service, probably to get money for college. And unfortunately, and they did not refuse, they were tasked to do a duty. They went in, they did the duty in the process of saving us and protecting us and serving us. Unfortunately, they lost their lives. And I'm not going to ignore that. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm going to keep talking about it. And my grandmama taught me there's always going to be people like you, the people in the chat box. When she would go to those funerals, she wasn't necessarily a family member. And there was those who didn't want her to attend. But she went and she paid her respects and she sat there. She sat there in the first pew. Many cases it was two people there. Many cases people would come and say, "Did you know?" And they said she would say no. And she was old and she was retired. and she would spend her days in the church, and she would see those bodies off with prayer and scripture. And I don't expect the chat to understand that. The bigots, the racists, the Fox Newsers, the Newsmaxers, the Owns, the Glenn Beckers, the Blaze, all of these bigots and racists. I wouldn't expect you to understand that. I wouldn't expect you to know what honor is. I wouldn't expect you to understand what appreciation is. We're not going to ignore this man. This Black life matters. This Black life matters over here. Isn't that something? They're so busy making this political. That's correct. Oh, you know what? I can't. You mean the other five? Idiot. You mean the other five, idiot? He said, what about Charlie Cook? Who is that? Who's Charlie Cook? Is that his brother? You mean Charlie Kirk? Isn't that something? Charlie Kirk died in Utah running his fat mouth. This man died defending America. It's a difference. This Black life matters. This Black life matters. You're right, Michael. Help heaven help us all. You got 47 you got 47 or 47. I think it's higher than that. I'm looking at about 700 people. There's a guy on TikTok, and I see there's a guy on TikTok. He's a soldier. He's inside a tent saying that he's going to object. He doesn't want to fight in the war. Morale is terrible over there. Trump doesn't understand. When you divide the country, you divide your troops. Your troops are nothing but a collection of citizens. You have to be for the people. Every move you make is for the people. Every decision you make is for the betterment of the people. This is a stream about honoring a black serviceman, and instead of honoring him, you want to talk about the death of Charlie Kirk. Because they have to be victims. The white supremacist has to be the victim. He understands he enjoys all the benefits of America. Uh, uh, you know, he's the one who's being racist toward the blacks, but he still has to be the victim. And so when you honor a black man, they have to bring up Kirk, because to do that would mean they're no longer the victim. And also they would be going, that's what Trump's going to have a problem with this. He cannot be publicly seen respecting a black man. Now, if he does respect the black man, this black man's going to be extra, extra, extra coony. I mean, like extra Sambo, Bojangly, ass kissy, just bent over, embarrassed. Now he'll respect a guy like that because that's what his idea of a black man is. But a strong black man, a decent black man, he ain't gonna. Trump will not be nowhere near when this man's body is returned. JD might not even come to this. This man was 28 years old. He was a hardworking man. He was a God-fearing man. JD won't be nowhere near him. And that's why you get the little Bootsies and the thug rappers, because of the white supremacist pushes that. They push that to the Negro. They feed that to the Negro. That's how they maintain their jails. That's how they maintain the jail population, by feeding the dumb Negro images of the dumb Negro trying to rap, the no jumpers, the no jumpers, the DJ Vlogs. These are all of these places are machines that manufacture criminals, criminal factories. When you talk about this, brother, and that's why I'm the only one that's going to honor this man. We need more black men like this brother. His brother got out of high school. He didn't get on no drugs. He went straight to the military. He played by the rules. He talked to his family regularly. He wasn't out in the street making babies. He was a good guy. And even within the chat box, the white supremacists, the MAGA and all of these people, they won't respect him because he's black. And that's wrong. The same guys in there who disrespect this man, they're the same people in that chat who disrespect him are the same people who like the young boy. They listen to the pill rap, the drug rap of young boy, the Future, the drug rap of Future. Because that's how they look at the Negro. They look at the Negro as something different. He's not like them. He's completely different. This guy's too much away from that image, and they don't like him. And that's why they're bringing up Charlie Kirk. Now, we know we got trolls in here, but look at this. Look at this. He says the majority of black guys live off women. Now, this is an incel. That's an incel. When you have these guys and they have a anger toward black, how about this? When you see guys and they have an anger toward men who get women, you do have to look behind the curtain. Why do you care? I mean, if the woman want him and he want the woman, why do you care? If that's a man, that's a woman. If they want to sleep with each other, if he got 1,000 kids, if she, but you got a problem with that, don't you? The majority of black guys live off women. God damn it. I hate these black guys. God damn it. We need to send them home. Send them back to Africa. Incels. Oh man. Woo. First, I'm not now. I'm not positive. First, black service member of Trump's war. This is Trump's war. This is Trump's responsibility. Trump cost this young man. And when you think about Trump, while he was dodging the draft, hanging out with Jeremy Epstein, this man was out here serving his country. This man was going through all of the obstacles so that he can be a member of that crew and serve his country. He could have been out clowning. He could have been out getting drunk. He could have been out being a fool. He stayed on base and he studied and he got better. While Trump was hanging out with Jeremy Epstein. Around the same age, Trump was running around with Jeremy Epstein. And there's a report of a 14-year-old girl. What's going on? It's redacted. What happened? We got a U.S. service member, 28. He lost his life in a foreign land defending American freedoms. He maintained a competency that allowed him to do that job. At the same time, Donald Trump was hanging out with Jeremy Epstein. There's a report of a 14-year-old girl. What happened, Trump? You weren't serving your country. And people want me to ignore the sacrifice of this black man and go put on a MAGA hat and do that stupid dance while our troops are being sent back here in body bags. I won't do that. I won't do that. In this war. In this war. I was hoping his mom, and the respect and the restraint of that family, I was hoping his mom would say, we need to end this war. This is a war of convenience. War of convenience started by a man who only wants to bring us apart, not bring us together. And which way, black man? Which way, black man? Look at what's happening. You get denied rights and freedoms in America, only to wind up brought back home in a box, picked up in the street. Which way, black man? What direction are you going to go in? Which direction are you going to go? Are we going to wake up? Or are we going to continue to defend the indefensible? You got Donald Trump. He never served at all. Yet he's sending black people off to die on foreign soil. Black people don't even enjoy the same rights as Donald Trump. It's not over. This war is just beginning. And they're going to be returning more Tyler Olivers within the next week. You're going to see more black bodies, more limp, flag draped black bodies going to return back to America. And the black community is going to eventually have to come to make a decision. They don't enjoy the same freedoms in America, yet they're going over to Israel. You believe me, they don't enjoy them. A black man don't enjoy them in Israel at all. And you're over there fighting for your life to free Israel when you necessarily you're not enjoying freedom in America. You're not enjoying the same freedom in America. You that he says, so you speak about this. Now where's it at? I missed it. Right here. You want to talk about racism? You see what I'm talking about? When I tell you, see, I don't care what you call me, brother, but I'm just saying, I'm just reading the racism. So you speak about this when black folks kill each other. This is a United States serviceman. You're trying to tell me because black people kill each other, I can't pay respect to him? And he lost his life for me, for you, for everybody. But your racism is so deep in you. You got so much racism in you that you discount his death and downgrade it to nothing more than, quote unquote, those Negroes knock each other off all the time. You're sick. Not only are you sick, you're blocked. Let me get you out of here. You are sick. Let your tears fall, man. Shed your tears. This individual, this individual means a lot. Look, we're gonna drop the link, man. I might have to start blocking some people. And I like how you know what we got. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Tyler Simmons, 28 years old, single, called his mom and family every week, painted by the numbers, played by all the rules, never caused any problems. You got individuals in the chat box spewing hate and lies, and they're cowards. You know what? You know what Tyler did? Tyler went to that foreign country, and he probably held on to his fellow service members as that plane started to descend. He probably did everything he could to comfort them as that plane started to descend. He was not a coward. I'm going to drop the stream and watch these cowards run like roaches. When you ask them to defend their position, they can't do it. And if they were to do it, it would just be filled with racism and slurs and idiocy. They can't make a solid, resounding defense of their position. Like the stream, man. Damn thing. Here we go. We got the join link posted, man. If you're not mentally ill and you've taken your meds and you're capable of expressing yourself with respect, hit the link. If not, there's other go listen to someone else. Simple as that. Take your racism with you. That's disrespectful, Phoenix. That's disrespectful. And it's a way to try to discount his life too. When you see these guys, when you see these guys and they say stuff like they say nobody forced him to join, they're trying to discount what he did, his sacrifice. You didn't join Phoenix. You didn't put your life on the line for Trump's decisions. And when it's a time to honor him, you're in here spitting on his grave. You're sick. I got to get these guys. What? I got to get some of these guys. These guys are sick.
What's going on with you, player?
Yeah, what's up?
Man, I kind of got in like an hour after I think you started. It could have been longer than that. Seen you just dropped the link, man. But they dropped a new photo of somebody else.
Yeah, the 6 members who died, oh, I'd say about 3, 4 days ago, they contacted the families and then they released the photos. I think that that's not true. I think that they're suppressing the casualties, and I think they're hiding behind. We got to contact the family. I don't believe it at all. And they certainly didn't want to put this black man up. I actually think he died 2 weeks ago, and they've been holding on to his photo because they fear the black community in a sense. Once they see that these blacks are they're losing blacks like this, they don't want they're gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, they at this point, I mean, America will try to weaponize your emotions. So if we see him, then there's probably like at least 20 others we just don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Mm-hmm.
go play it. They go slowly release it. That way, they got something to do every week to talk about it. Once it dies down, they drop another one, so on and so forth. Give them something to talk about online, and then eventually it makes the major news stations. And well, people saying online this, people saying online that, like so they can use the I guess the court of public opinion to kind of
Mm-hmm.
sway the decisions of the higher ups. And it's like that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work like they think because for the most part, everybody out here, um, what's that word? I ain't it's not immune, right? It's like you know how you see so much of it desensitized
Mm-hmm.
to just everything that goes because we see everything online now. We can watch people get shot, watch people get beat, male, female, kids, everything online now. They ain't censoring nothing. They want it to be just like that, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
sad, bro. It's sad because I posted it in your chat. I was like, without the military, a lot of dudes would be messed up in the game. like of life. You know what I'm saying? Because they really don't have no option. You know, you come from a small town, nobody can get you on the job. There's a plant in your area, but you can't get in it because you don't know nobody. They're only hiring certain people. Like, I didn't seen places like that. I'm from a place like that. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want to put you on, so the only thing you can do is get out your area, and you got to go risk your life for that, for some crumbs, to
Mhm.
be honest with you. And you know they don't respect you. You know how it is. You didn't heard the backstories.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been like that since. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Tabor, this guy says calls himself Black Loke, right? He says this stream isn't about white people. It's about honoring blacks. Why do people, right? Normally they don't want to honor blacks at all. Back of the bus, the black person they want to hide. Like we said, we don't know when this guy passed. Why do they have a problem when I'm a black man, you're a black man? The guy in the chat, he's a black man. Why do they have a problem when we honor? We're not telling them they have to honor him. Why do they have a problem when we honor this black man who we know they're not going to honor him? So we choose to do it. Why do they have a problem? Just like the BET Awards. Okay. Oh, they got their own award show. Well, you don't want to honor us. What so what we can't honor this black man?
I mean, and then when you look at the award shows that other people have, we talking 100 years old, almost 50 years old, and it's just like I was barely 10, 5. You know what I'm saying? 5 to 10 years old. It's like there's no real comparisons. But man, without there's a lot of mediocre people that got to get their shine on, right? So even in your comments, like there's 100 different lives they could be on, even people that they would actually watch, but they hear just because they gotta say something. They've been having it in their heart to say it, and you don't know if he black. I mean, just because it's his picture. Nowadays you can go and look on Facebook, and they got a person with a whole fake account, and he been posting fake pictures for years, and that ain't even him. You know what I'm saying?
And this and
Somebody.
this is and this is a troll because nobody could be this stupid.
Oh yeah,
Nobody
they
could
can.
be this.
They can
No,
be.
no, no. I'm saying read this comment. Nobody could be this stupid. This is deliberate. And we're going to block him, but we're going to examine it. It says, Mr. Mayhem, can we talk about Charlie Cook instead of this nonsense?
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk, the complete idiot who got shot in the neck bone, shooting his fat mouth off. You're comparing that to a United States service member who gave his life up for our freedom, my freedom, and your freedom. Yeah,
By a
let me
youngster.
block this guy. Let me block this guy. Go ahead, Tabor.
I about to say by a youngster. Because I didn't even speak on that. Like I didn't hop on nobody's stuff. And it's like some people done said, like he can do that to college students, but he can't do that to no grown men. You know what I'm saying? That they've been through some things, but he can come at them like that. Who's kind of confused? The world is kind of all over the place. They struggling low key. They trying to figure it out. They know by now. You go to college, it ain't guaranteeing you nothing, unless you know somebody. And then you got the homeboy that went to college. I mean, that didn't go to college, that got a better job, paying job than you, and you got a degree because his people put him on. Yeah, they just wake up
Mhm.
angry, bro. They be mad. It's a lot of mediocre cats, and now you see even more mediocre people out. I mean, even I just say it, even with our kind, like we still gotta work hard. So being an underdog is a good thing, because when we do come up, it's highlighted. Like it's highlighted almost across the board. Look, this dude then created this, that, or the third. Like an app or something like that. It'll get a certain level of attention, opposed to another person creating the app is just like, we already know. They don't like that, bro. They don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And as somebody who have my great grandfather is white. My grandpa, my grandpa father is white. That's my last name. It's from a white man. You know what I'm saying? And I know that. You know what I'm saying? I was told that as a kid. And I never seen no difference in it until you get older, and then your aunties and your uncles start talking a certain way, you know, and they treat you a certain way, but they grow up to be adults that just add no value to the world overall. And you just gotta, it's like when you see them coming, you just gotta move around. Just like you already know what it's gonna be like. I don't know if I ever said it to you. I've been to a couple places where nobody looks like me, and I had to spend days there, or go to a shop and I'm there for a week, and I'm in a hotel. Nobody looks like me, and like we in 20, that's 2024 at least. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with it. I'm just gonna stay out the way. I ain't trying to conversate with you. You know, I don't need no problems with you. I'm just trying to go home, big dog. Let me pay my bill, go about my business. But boy, I just wake up on it in the morning. On a Sunday at that. You know, you can't there's no day of resting. We can't rest out here. There's always something.
Is that your phone, brother?
What that was ticking,
Is that your phone?
what happened?
No, no, no. You going in and out. I don't know what happened.
I guess it is
No,
my
we hear you
phone.
now. We hear you now. We hear you now. We have Tyler. I think. Let me see. I want to make sure. I don't want to make a mistake with this brother right here. Tyler Simmons, U.S. News. I'm looking at the New York Post. He's highlighted. He's highlighted among 6 service members lost their life in the military. I think he's the first African American, first black person to lose their life on foreign soil doing this Operation Epic Fury, which is a war of convenience for Donald Trump. This war is something Trump looks at like a football game while he plays golf. He doesn't even really pay attention to it. And in the meantime, they're sending black bodies in flag draped coffins.
Is that the
Somebody needs
only photo? Is that the only photo of the
no.
six
He
they
got
dropped?
no. He got a bunch of photos.
No, I'm saying is out of the six, is he the only one with a photo?
No, no, no. All of them out. His entire, all of his family. I did this because oftentimes the black service member is ignored.
Yeah,
He's
that's a
often
fact.
buried in the back. Um, and we're not going to do that to him here. We're not going to do that to him here. We're going to send him off with the proper respect. And I don't care what they call me. We're not going to ignore his death like they routinely do to blacks. Black service members are forgotten. Just like the guy here saying, what about you guys off each other all the time in the street? What's the big deal with this? You see what I'm saying? And Charlie Kirk, they don't want to give respect to black. They don't want to respect black people, and that's not going to fly over here. I promise you that.
I mean, Charlie wasn't fighting no war. He wasn't at
Charlie
war with
wasn't
nobody.
fit. He wasn't fit to go to war.
That's the
He was
that's
out
the
of
medi
shape. He
the
couldn't have passed
mediocre.
it. Well, you got to pass the test, though. He couldn't have passed any other test. He's too stupid to pass tests. He got shot in the neck bone, shooting his fat mouth off. And he comparing him to this brother, this black man who he gave his life up to us. I'm sorry, man. Here he is right here. Look at this. This is his family. I'm not going to ignore this, man. That's his family. That's his grandma and his mama. And that's their baby. And that's America right there. That's the America they want us to forget about. That's America.
Yeah, most people, I guess a majority of America, like just don't really care about what we think they would care about. You know, that's the we all looking at the same photos or all hearing the same news, but got completely left and right conversations about it. Like, are we not looking at the same things? We gonna act like we don't know what's going on, and it ain't been going on for years. If those people go exist, they it's like they gotta be around. Like they gotta be around. It be so much like death on that side to where they don't even care. It happens in schools. It's happening right here at home. Small places, major cities, small towns. They see it so much. They don't really care. I know. I know they don't care about service members overall because, like I told you before, I used to be homeless, and I watched them. I watched them have to fight for benefits and opportunity. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And they've been like that. They've been stuck out there for years. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and the people that's running the organizations, like in Houston, Texas, that's attached to Star of Hope, right? That'll pick you up on the bus. They will
Mm-hmm.
still bring certain people through the ringer. And if we talking about white and black, it can be
Mm-hmm.
you could be 20 white guys on the bus, and it'd be a couple black dudes, and they all stress them out the same way. But they at the like inside like the food hall or like at night when they're having conversations like you above and you above people, and it's like, bro, you in the same place we in. What are you talking about? You complaining about the services you don't get. They treating you like us, I guess, but you thinking it's another way. And then when somebody do come up, right, somebody to be then got in touch with another person, at least like myself, right, because DARS paid for it was an organization in Houston. DARS paid for my CDL outright. I went to Houston Community College trucking school. They paid for me. Now I went there with some other people. Other people knew about it, and the services that they were asking for, they didn't get, but I got. So you can only imagine when I came out, and the dude that put me on was a white dude. His name is Pete. Pete showed me a lot of things, right? As far as the being homeless goes, he showed me it worked out. Everything he showed me, it worked out. He told me exactly what to do, and I did it. I don't mind listening to other people because they got some game. Now the things that he was trying to do, they didn't do it for him, and that's
Now
just
look at
my
this.
experience personally.
Yeah. Now look at this right here. I put a picture up of two grieving the mother and the grandma. Their son, they found out a day or two ago their son has passed. And they raised him up to adulthood and they loved him. And he talked to them on the phone. He was told no kids, he wasn't married. He did everything he was supposed to. And this racist in the chat box, all he could see out of that picture was no father. He didn't see the brave sacrifice of an American serviceman. He didn't see that. He didn't see the good raising, the good mothering of a child. All his racism because of the Fox News and the conservative spaces, the brainwashing. All he could see is no father. And that's why I'm losing faith, man. I'm losing faith in us. I don't think we're gonna be able to come together. I think we're just too separated, man.
I I know there was a conversation being had before, well, not with you, but you can hear it online. It was a it was a design. It was all by design, right? And I'm old enough to realize that now it's about choice. Because when you know certain things, right, when you start to educate yourself, you can move differently. You can put yourself around certain people. But cats like him, you wouldn't even know that his father wasn't around, or he was raised by his stepfather, who his mama wouldn't even probably rock with anyway if she didn't have a kid. But he won't tell you that. Be sitting at home and he ain't got no real resources. He down and out, credit bad. He be mad when he sees somebody of a different race pull by him in a nicer car, or live in a nicer
Mm-hmm.
house, or got
Mm-hmm.
the job that he really wanted. And he go online and he see them winning, and he can't post nothing because there's no wins in his life that anybody really would care about. Yeah, they be hurt, bro. They be hurt. We gotta like at least what I realized. Like if you look on the richest people in America, as far as black people goes, they're all
Mm-hmm.
entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
They all entertain. Even like we talking about to the highest level, entertainers in some way, right? Some capacity. I think it's only like one dude. He like a deca billionaire. Um, I forgot his name, man. I think he do like hedge funds or something like that. But he changed the game in a time that we wasn't supposed to be coming up. But I think it's a cybersecurity. No, it's not security. He does something. I cannot think of his name. Then there's like Byron Allen, right? So there's like a list that walks them down, and people get put on, but it's all entertainment, man, and they cool with it like that. But when it comes to us fighting, like they look at it as different, man. And I don't see how. Like you a patriot, right? This your country. You should be happy that somebody fighting for the country, despite what has went on, and you know what has gone on. And some people you just can't have a conversation with, man. That's why they'll never hop up. They can only be in the comments. Because if they come up, they'll get cooked.
Well, they would get cooked. That's why they won't come up. They can't defend their position.
Yeah.
And they go to these echo chambers where their racism is celebrated and affirmed. They can't defend their positions though.
And they be broke. And they had nobody stopping them. And they still out here mediocre. Their wives still getting taken by other dudes. Like their daughters is going complete opposite. Bloodlines tainted. Yeah, I know. I tell you, I know some chicks in Louisiana. I know some chicks in the South. When it happened, like they family don't rock with them no more. They be angry about stuff like that. And he looked like he could have had the at least his color, like the complexion type situation. Until they found out his mama was black. He looked light skinned. He could pass. Nah, he ain't passing G. But he out
Mm.
here. They gonna be doing this the whole time, man. I expect it the whole war.
Who you talking about? This brother right here?
What you talking about?
Yeah, you're not talking about this brother, are you?
You talking about the complexion?
Yeah, this brother's not mixed.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But he can pass for somebody that is mixed. So they'll look at it at first, and then they'll go look it up, and then it'll be a problem.
Okay.
It'll be a problem. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right. They're gonna dig through this man's background. You know how they do, man. Even though the
Yeah.
man died for his country, what
Uh,
what what more could you ask for somebody to do? But the racism is too profound. It's out of control.
Man, they would if he had a record if he got in a little bit of trouble at 15 years old before he decided to go in the military and it was a sealed record, they'll unseal that record just to make him look bad. Just to be
You
like,
are
just to justify that he don't deserve to be honored like every other person. You
you're
heard about you said what?
no go ahead.
You heard about the dude the that was in class? What's the name of that? It was like at a college. The dude walked into JROTC and they found out he served time for being a terrorist for ISIS.
No.
Man, the class took him out. He walked in there, he shot the instructor, and the class took him out. Like they said they were saying the class stabbed him to death.
Wow. That's terrible.
Yeah, man, it was just crazy. It's just crazy, and it's happening right here. Like, I think he was like, I guess it would be treason or something like that. But he in America walking around free. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna talk too much about that. You feel what I'm saying? The campus
They
that he's
don't.
on, the person.
They're
Go ahead.
not. No, they're not going to talk about that. They never do, man. We got um we have an Ohio National Guardsman, Tyler Simmons of Columbus, was on board a Air Force refueler, and unfortunately, as a part of Operation Epic Fury, he lost his life. Uh, Meetings with the mother and the family. She said he called me on Wednesday and we were able to talk to him. We actually had a beautiful conversation. He says, I'm good, but a mother knows. He had some challenges. You know, he told me they had been shot at, but he was okay. Yeah, a mother knows. Yeah, Trump sent this man off to die. Trump did it. But what we gonna do, man? We're gonna go ahead and shut this down, Tabor.
That's a bet, man.
Okay. We'll,
I
we're gonna
appreciate
come
you.
back. We'll come back a little later.
All
We
right.
want to make our point, man. We left the join link out here. These cowards, they're not gonna hit this link, man. That's why they say all of this foolishness in the comfort of a chat box because they can't defend their position.
The internet is a wild place, bro. But yeah, man, I'll be looking forward to later on. I'm gonna be driving all day. Just started.
Okay.
Appreciate you,
All right.
player.